You're watching the Notre Dame recruiting update. It is Friday. It is June, and we are back. Mike Singer and Trey Yanity. Excited to join you guys today to update what is going to be a crazy month, what has already been a busy start to the month of June. Talk about some official visitors, some committees on campus as well. Really get into the thick of what this month is going to look like here. Talk about some new commitments that the Irish landed this week as well. Got some tight end discussion out of that 2025 class. Notre Dame has a new athletic director. There's a lot going on, everybody. And, while there's a lot going on, you're going to want to stay in the know with all of it. So be sure you check us out at blueandgold.com. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done it already as well, because we're not just going to be updating all of this information on the website, but we're going to do it virtually here with our videos as well. So be sure to check out the YouTube and hit the like button on this video. Super simple, guys. Helps us really grow, get this video out there so we can get more Notre Dame fans in the loop like you all. Because, we've said it 100 times on the show. If you're watching, you're a diehard. You really care about Notre Dame and the future of Notre Dame, because that's what recruiting typically signals. And we're going to talk about a lot of that today. Mike, I know it's a big day for you personally. There was an update to a certain game, and
we don't need to talk. No, we don't need to talk about that.
But it's not just a big day for Mike Singer. It's a big day for Notre Dame football.
It's June 9th. That's the nice day of the year. It's nice.
I guess that's true. Happy 6-9, everybody.
Hey, nice.
There we go. It's and it's Friday too, so I think that's just the icing on the cake. But tomorrow, Saturday, and this weekend, a big one for Notre Dame for a lot of reasons. Mike, as we start the show tonight, I want to know how you're doing. But we're going to rapid fire through some of these news and notes to get started. How you doing, and your thoughts on this week as we get into it?
Yeah, it's I'm well. It is a huge recruiting weekend in Notre Dame. Over a dozen guys on campus. Now, granted, many of them are already committed to Notre Dame, but still, I mean, it's huge to get those guys together. Defensive heavy recruiting weekend in terms of the commits. And then, as you guys can see in the headline of today's show, you got a 5-star recruit on campus. And, for me, the three most important positions or really aspects of the game of football are having a darn good quarterback, protecting the darn good quarterback, and then going after the other team's quarterback. And Notre Dame has two of those things covered this weekend. You got your quarterback commit on campus this weekend, and then you got that 5-star pass rusher on campus this weekend, and some other good defensive players again as well. So, yeah, pretty exciting weekend, Trey. Excited to dive into today's show. Got some good stuff lined up.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And I like your three reasons there. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. When it comes to business and careers, I think there's also three things: putting your career in your own hands, making as much money as possible, and being your own boss. Guys, My Perfect Franchise is going to allow you to do all of this. Our guy, Andy Ludicky, well, he's here for you, and he's willing to do it at a pretty good rate, 100% free. What does it come with? Well, like I said, not just career control that is put into your own hands, but the chance to work with a franchise veteran that has owned multiple franchises, that has grown businesses. This is My Perfect Franchise, myperfectfranchise.net. We talk about it sometimes. Unfortunately, there's quite a few displaced corporate executives out there. Let's end that right now. Andy Ludicky, like I said, a veteran in the franchise world, college sports fan as well. He's done this time and time again. If you're an experienced entrepreneur, even he's willing to help you as well. You want to diversify your company. You want to start your own business and watch it take off immediately. That's Andy Ludicky. It's myperfectfranchise.net. Like I said, guys, 100% free. It costs you nothing. Zero. Zilch. Go check them out, My Perfect Franchise. myperfectfranchise.net. I said rapid fire, Mike. Let's do it here. Let's get to our first bullet point of the day. 2 new commitments this week. What do you got?
Yeah, Kedron Young from Lufkin, your favorite high school in America, Trey, I believe.
Can't show my face there, Mike. Wow.
What's your story again on Lufkin High School?
Kicked out of the student section back in the fall of 2017, unrightfully. They're pretty serious about their tickets there. I was not a student at Lufkin High School, but I wanted to support and act like I was. They weren't here for it, but it was a fun game because there were players like Kedron Young on the field. What a talent here.
Trey, you did the thing again where I think our YouTube chat's not pulling up. You got to
Oh, no.
This is not the first time you've done this, my friend.
No,
Come
no.
on,
Well,
Trey. Why do you keep
the
doing
comments
this?
still work. As much as we can't see them on our back end here, the comments are still working. So please get in the comments. We're just gonna have to pull them up now and kind of go off the riff here. Mike, I know it's
I don't know how you
it's,
keep doing that.
well, it's the end of the week. I just wanted to challenge you a little bit here.
I
So
was like,
we will go
Bueller?
check out those comments. So
I
get
was
them
like,
in,
come on.
guys. There
Yeah.
we go. Perfect.
Ian,
Happy
I
Friday.
miss Goolsby as well, my friend. Yeah, man. Always throws me off. Okay, so yeah, Kedra Young committed to Notre Dame Monday night. A little bit of timing surprise. So I was gonna be like yesterday or today, but I think he was like, you know what, I know where I want to go. Let's just go ahead and do this thing. So Kedron Young announcing his commitment, absolutely huge. Now Notre Dame has two of the best running backs in the country committed in himself and Aeneas Williams. A guy from Missouri, guy from Texas. Notre Dame just kind of flexing their national recruiting muscles with these two commitments at the running back spot. So Kedron Young, 5'11", 225 pounds, a Audric Estime replacement, just absolutely big time. Then Styles Prescott. The rankings vary quite heavily on him from, On3 ranking him as a top 200 player nationally, number 10 interior offensive lineman. ESPN has him as a 4-star, Rivals low 3-star. I mean, again, varying opinions. Big time offer list: Bama, Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin, I believe. So he has some elite schools after him. Notre Dame had both of those two guys, Kedron Young and Styles Prescott, on campus last weekend, getting them committed. Young Monday night, and then Prescott Tuesday afternoon. So a couple of huge commitments there for Notre Dame. 2 running back commitments, 3 offensive linemen. It's 19 commits for the Irish in the 2024 class. They are really cruising along.
They're certainly cruising. You get skill guys here, some bulls up front as well. 19, kind of crazy to think about. But 2 new commitments this week, 2 big ones there.
I got to read this to you. Well, I'm going to have to do this screen share because I can't pop them on the screen because someone had a little, little accident there.
Pull up another tab, Mike. I know you have monitors.
I know, dude. I'm the analyst. I'm producing in the back end. Naptown Cooler, who is on our Wednesday show as well. Big fan of us here. We love that. Thoughts and prayers to those displaced corporate execs. We are definitely thinking of them during this time.
Naptown, thank you. Yes. Wow. It's kind of a crazy, dark, sad, cold world that we live in. But at the end of the day, we are looking after those displaced corporate executives. Andy Ledecky is as well. And we're just going to try to help out as many of those folks as we can. Notre Dame getting some help in the commitment department there with those 2. But they're going to be hosting a couple of midweek official visitors as well. Who and what do we need to know about them?
Yeah, did host. So you had Tate Johnson was on campus from Sunday to Tuesday. Highly ranked player. I logged a prediction for Notre Dame to land him before his visit. Things are just really trending in a positive direction. My coworker Kyle Kelly at Blue and Gold wrote a really interesting article interviewing Johnson after his Notre Dame trip about and folks, you'll have to go to blueandgold.com to read it. And good thing it's just $1 for 3 months or $49.99 for your first year. But Johnson basically saying that he wanted to play receiver, and Notre Dame just did not want to recruit him at receiver, for lack of a better term. And then Johnson, some circumstances led him to wanting to play safety, and called up Notre Dame, and I think they were over the moon to recruit him at that position. Talked about in our Wednesday show, there's a lot of I was told he measured in at 6'3" and a quarter, 180 pounds. There's a lot of receivers with that stature, but not a lot of guys who can play safe at that stature, right? Most of if you're 6'3", 180, you're a receiver. But when you are a safety at that size, that just kind of makes you freakish. Think Kyle Hamilton back there. Not that Tate Johnson's going to be Kyle Hamilton, because it's more of a. I'm not saying he's going to be Kyle. It's just more of that body type. That Kyle's such a freakish looking athlete back there. That's the kind of body type that Tate Johnson has as well. And then so he was Sunday to Tuesday, and then Tuesday to Thursday, another safety, American Fork, Utah, 3-star across the board. I don't know. I think these websites are sleeping on Davis Andrews. I wrote an article about him yesterday, breaking down his visit. The really interesting thing about him is that he is a part of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Church. So he and people of that religion take a 2-year mission trip. So he's planning to take a 2-year mission right out of high school. So he is like if he picks Notre Dame, he would go on a mission, or if he picks any other school for that matter, but he would go on a mission, and then when he comes back, he would basically be like a 2026 recruit. Like he would enroll, at Notre Dame in January 26 as a true freshman, and he would be, like a drinking age. Not that I don't think people in Utah do that a whole lot, but you guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, so 20 or 21-year-old true freshman. But the downside about that whole situation is that, for at least from a Notre Dame perspective, is that when he comes back from his trip, he can go wherever. But that would kind of be a remaining thing. There's really no. It's a win-win situation for Notre Dame. I guess it's no win-lose. You don't want to lose them, but I guess it's more of a what do you have to lose situation. And like you would like to get Andrews in and then get him committed and have a ceremonial signing later this year, and then hope he comes back. Just like Kahanu Kia, in the 2021 season, the linebacker from Hawaii played, and then he took 2 years, right? And he should be coming back next year. So next year should be January 2024, I believe. So, that's kind of the rundown of the 2 midweek official visitors for Notre Dame. And I'm gonna pop now to the 2-screen look because I need to scroll the YouTube chat because somebody.
Please, no, it's good. I think this is cool too because it's a little bit more interactive. We get to throw the comments on screen. I did it on purpose, Mike.
Yeah.
All part of the plan.
Mason asked, "How was your trip to South Bend?" It was good, man. It was good. It was short, get in Friday evening and leave. No, Saturday evening, leave Monday morning, and Sunday is an all business day. Irish Invasion. But if I was in town longer, Mason, I would have definitely hit you up. But quick trips, man.
You hit Augie up though, right?
No, dude, I'm telling you, like people are like, "Did you go to the backer?" I'm like, no, I don't get to. There's not a whole lot of pleasure time, man. Like I was at the library working until like, I don't know, 8 or 9 on Sunday night. Like, and the camp ended, I think, at 3. So I'm busy, man. Oh, Mason, I didn't know you were in Indian Math. I thought you were in South Bend. My bad.
Well, it's still on the way, I guess. It's pretty kind of you then, Mike, to leave all of that cool, one-of-a-kind merchandise, memorabilia for everybody else to go check out at Augie's Locker Room. If you guys are passionate Notre Dame fans, then you're going to want to go visit our friend Augie. If you want that special Notre Dame piece, maybe you need something to complete your rec room, your man cave, you need a nice birthday gift for somebody coming up, Father's Day, right around the corner. I think next weekend, go check out Augie's Locker Room, guys. Augie'sLockerRoom.com, 574-277-NDND. One-of-a-kind memorabilia, signed items, jerseys, got bronze statues, replica to the ones that you'll see outside of the stadium, Joe Montana signed items, and famous sculptor Jerry McKenna, of course, with all kinds of replicas there at Augie's Locker Room as well. I love these kinds of places because, you do have the online option, but I like going in person and really, getting to look at the collection. It's one of a kind, guys. And the cool thing about Augie, you see all this unique stuff here on the website. If you see something or hear of something that you want that he doesn't have, he's going to go out. He's going to find it for you. He is going to get it to Augie's Locker Room. So you can add that to your rec room, your man cave, whatever you have in mind, guys. Augie's Locker Room, that's 574-277-ND.
I don't know how someone hasn't scooped up this glove.
Oh, man.
Signed boxing glove with a card of Zibby. Come on. I think this is this shows the uniqueness of Augie's.
It's one of a kind. It's one of a kind. Augie'sLockerRoom.com. Thank you for everybody being in the comments here. While we don't see them on our producer end, we are seeing them on YouTube, and we really appreciate that, guys. Keep hitting the like button if you haven't done so already, and subscribe. If you're here and you're not subscribed, hey, it's free. It's easy. Just click a button, subscribe, help us out, help us grow. This is Blue and Gold, where we cover everything in the world of Notre Dame football, and on this show, Notre Dame recruiting. Notre Dame, big time tight end out of the class of 2025, scheduled to visit. That's coming up next week. What are your thoughts there, Mike?
Yeah, let's keep going rapid fire here, Trey. 4-star tight end out of Washington, Oklahoma. There's 3 big tight end targets for Notre Dame in the 2025 class: Nate Roberts, Ryan G from the Atlanta area, and then James Flanagan, son of Jim Flanagan, former Notre Dame defensive lineman out of the Green Bay, Wisconsin area. I think all 3 of them are trending towards Notre Dame. My gut says the Irish take 2 in the 2025 class, but I think largely that might depend on if Notre Dame lands Carter Nelson, who we'll talk about later in the show. So I don't know. I think it's kind of first come, first serve. I think Notre Dame really likes all these guys. So Roberts visiting Tuesday. Ryan G, I think, visits later this month, and Flanagan will probably get on campus later this summer. So really interesting. All that Notre Dame feels that they have the lead with Nate Roberts, but it's going to be really interesting to see kind of how this all unfolds. But yeah, big visit on tap.
Is it Washington or is it Oklahoma? Somebody's got to make up their mind there. Big visit, nonetheless, here from Nate Roberts. Other big news here, kind of wrap up our news and notes section of the show. Jack Swarbrick, the athletic director, hangs it up. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I figured I would address it. And, so here's, of course, Jack Forbeck. And right here is Pete. Can I get you have it in front of you? His last name, I can never remember the syllables in their order.
Let's see. You wrote it down nice and easy for me, Mike. Pete Bevekwa is what we got.
Pete Bevekwa, yeah.
We'll learn it quick here. But
yeah, I figured I would at least address it. Look, when I posted a quick news video on this, there's mixed reactions. Like, oh, Pete, or talking about Jack. It's like, oh, like, good riddance. Get rid of NBC. No more Peacock games. Well, sorry. The NBC sports group chairman is taking over, so I have a hard time seeing NBC going away anytime soon, unless he just did not like his old company. But look, Jack did you just look at Notre Dame's success in athletics. In his 15 years in Notre Dame, like pretty Notre Dame has done pretty well. Football, basketball Elite Eight, women's basketball national championship. Hell, just won the lacrosse championship.
College World Series last year.
What's that?
College World Series last year for baseball.
That's right. Baseball's done well. Yeah, and Link Jarrett, and I think that he's hired pretty well. Brian Kelly. Freeman's to be determined, but I like Neil Ivey. I think he's done pretty well. But I think it's his time, and Pete Bevekwa, looks to be a younger guy, Notre Dame alum, played as a walk-on under Lou Holtz. So I think this is a pretty exciting get. And there's a lot of articles at Blue and Gold on this, including Eric Prisbell on the On3 National side broke down, talking to different sources on this. I definitely think it's interesting that in today's world, you're going to a TV exec as your AD. Like, I think that kind of shows you, where college football's at, that's the direction they go. So,
well, Notre Dame especially too. It's such a unique deal. TV wise, being an independent, being such a big brand name independent, they're in a unique spot with all that. So I think that, you see that way pretty heavily there. But hey, it's a Notre Dame guy at heart as well. So cool hire there. Real quick, I saw a comment while we're on the housekeeping.
Can you just pop it on the screen for
Oh, wait a minute. That's right.
All right. That's the last time I'm going to comment on that.
No, get them out, Mike. Come on. It's get it all up for the weekend. Any update on changing the brand of these uniforms? Nike, Adidas? Is there a conversation there? I saw a comment.
No idea. I'm sorry, guys. Some of this stuff I don't care about.
I'm a Jersey head, Mike. That's what I care about here. So.
I know that you guys have very strong opinions on the colored pants at Notre Dame. I don't. Do you win? Are you winning football games? I care about that. I don't want to see them go out there in pink jerseys and green helmets and orange pants. I don't want it to be that, but I don't really care about the tone of the mustard pant. I just don't care.
Well, it's all in the details, Mike.
The brands, the brands maybe, because then you're talking about it could be in recruiting, but look, as long as you're not, it's not Reebok, or Puma, foo-foo, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's not something like that. Foo-foo, FIFA. No,
FIFA's
wait,
the soccer.
no,
Mike,
what am I thinking of? There's a brand that starts with an F.
Fila?
Fila,
Fila? Fila?
Fila. Thank you,
Yeah.
Fila. Yeah.
FIFA.
Yeah, so as long as it's not something that's just totally busted, but yeah, otherwise I'm not really Fila. Thank you, Naptown. Yeah.
There we go. Naptown on it as well. Yeah, well, and comment your favorite jersey. I love jerseys. I love talking about uniforms, thinking about them. So let us know what your favorite jersey is.
You like Oregon, Trey?
I do. Some of it was a little much. They started working in some non-team issued colors. But I like the general 2013 Marcus Mariota Oregon, throwback Oregon.
Fubu. I might have been saying Fubu.
That's the TV. That's the streaming service.
No, it's
Yeah, Fubu. All these brands just kept straight.
Company. I think that's where I was going actually.
Okay, yeah, there we go. All right.
I already forget the other one. All right. Rapid fire try. But yeah, I think we got through our 4 topics there.
Yes, no, we did very nicely. Comments or not. Real quick, one other little side note before we really dive into some of these visitors. Details on Derek Meadows' prediction.
Yeah, so log this in an article, and again, if you're not a website subscriber, you didn't get this news right away, but did log this prediction 6'5", 185 pounds. Was it yesterday morning I did it? And then had an article at blueandgold.com and then posted on socials. So that 3-star ranking is going away. I'm telling you, this kid is a freak. So yeah, log the prediction. Las Vegas, Bishop Gorman. You love to see Notre Dame in that high school. But this is all footage that I shot of him just from Sunday at Irish Invasion. I mean, look at the size there. I think he drops one of these. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, that one's a little behind him. But seriously, just look at the free, he's a freak. He ran well. I was timing some of the 40s. I didn't get him, but again, it's a stopwatch. But I heard that he ran well in the 40. In the drills, he just looked like $1,000,000. 6'6", 190, 195 pounds going into his junior season. You might think, oh, he's going to grow into a tight end. Sure, that's fine with me. I don't really care. This kid can play football. Get him on the field. So, he was my top offensive performer. The 2 best players at the camp, in my opinion, in terms of just overall performance. Right, because Kane Williams might be the most talented player there, but he didn't really go through. He just did the drills and then he was done. Where these 2 guys on the screen right now, and this is, I think it was an over. The ball didn't even get thrown, but Ivan Taylor, who picked up an offer, and Derek Meadows. Ivan Taylor's actually a pretty decently sized kid, but Meadows just towers over him just because he's 6'6". It's a freak. So yeah, it was a really strong performance, and then just kind of talking to him after the visit on threes. Chad Simmons talked to him. Just kind of everything that I heard coming out of the visit, again, from talking to myself, reading the article, and folks on the Irish side of things, very positive for Notre Dame here. And one more thing before we move on, Trey, I've said this before. When I log these predictions, I don't want them to be I just heard he committed, right? Kedron Young, when I was told over the weekend that he committed to Notre Dame, I'm not then logging a prediction, right? I'm not saying it's wrong to do that, but for me, it's not a prediction if I know he committed, So this, predictions are more, predictions. Hell yeah, I'm predicting what I think will happen based on what I know, but I don't want to, if Meadows is a silent or something, I wouldn't log that, if that makes sense. But then again, the silent commitment thing, that's also not worth the paper it's written on these days. But that's a different discussion for a different day, my friend.
No doubt. But the size there, Mike, my goodness. If he is a tight end, maybe fills out a little bit more.
Reminds me of a young Mike Singer.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was with a buddy, and I showed him my highlight tape, and I was like, hey, Notre Dame just got this kid 5-star. And I'm just showing my tape, and the guy's like, wow, he's tall. He's
What position were you, Mike?
A receiver many pounds ago, my friend.
Okay, all right. I see a lot, see the speed. But big weekend Irish invasion.
Yeah, it was good. Enjoyed
Fun.
myself.
Feels like 1921. Let's talk about some OVs for the weekend, though, Mike.
Do you know how corny you are, Trey? Like, I'm excited for you to be a dad one day. I hope if God blesses you with kids to
Right.
just you and your jokes, man.
I feel bad for those kids already with some of the stuff that comes to my mind at times. But I'm glad we have this forum to go ahead and practice a little bit, get it, to our test audience here. No, this is such a great audience because you guys always keep up with us, keep up with Notre Dame recruiting. And this is the month that I think we kind of get to flex the muscle a little bit. This is truly when recruiting matters nowadays in 2023. So let's go through a long list here, Mike. We can do this kind of rapid fire style as well.
All right.
A lot of commitments on this.
All right, Trey. I think you might be able to just sit back and chill.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run through these, man. So
I'll go get Taco Bell for the both of us. By the time you're done, should be good to go.
All right, listen. My wife is going out with some friends tonight, and I got out of it somehow. I'm still not sure. I think I got out of it. I hope she's not watching.
I was gonna say, don't say that too loudly yet, Mike.
I know. It's Taco Bell night, man. I haven't had Taco Bell in 6 days. It is time for your boy to hit it back up. Those prices there have gone up. And my anger about that has also gone up. But it's still Taco Bell. Still love it.
Please.
Trey, have you ever been to Cookout, by the way? You been to Cookout?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. That was the high school hangout spot in my hometown was Cookout.
Big time, man. Yeah. But Cookout raised their prices like
I was just about to say the prices are starting to creep up a little bit. They used to be, the affordable place to get bulk food. Kind of not anymore.
Yeah, it was like 5 nuggets for $1 and some sauce. I was like, man, that's so good.
Yeah.
Get
the tray is still good value.
But now it's like $2.29 for
yeah.
The quesadillas. Oh my god, yeah.
Very good though. Spicy cheese sauce. How about a spicy quarterback, CJ Carr? Let's start it there.
All right, yeah. You just saved a 10-minute tangent there. All right. CJ Carr visited last weekend, visiting this weekend, officially visiting next weekend. You absolutely love this. CJ Carr is the man. Yes. He's just the man. And he's not the 193 overall player of the country.
No, we had Charles Power.
I disagree with Charles Power. If you're watching the show,
well, it's open to interpretation. Still time. Cincinnati Archbishop Moeller.
I'll just run through them, Trey. I'm just going to run through them.
Carson Hobbs.
Kane Williams, the lone official visitor on offense, visiting this weekend. He was also on campus last weekend. Chicago kid making the short trip over. Carson Hobbs. Now we're getting to the defensive side of the ball. Notre Dame has 3 DB commitments so far, all 3 of them being on campus. Carson Hobbs, who, if you didn't watch our interview with him Wednesday, you'll have to watch it. I'll also be clipping that interview, and I'll post it tomorrow on our YouTube channel. He was fantastic. Look, if you're a Notre Dame fan and it's all about national championships for you, like it's natty or bust. That's not fun, because it's a different discussion for a different day. But you love Notre Dame because of the quality, the education. At least for me, talking about loving Notre Dame, it's all of the things that make Notre Dame so unique. Having this powerhouse football program in freaking South Bend, Indiana. People like Carson Hobbs, people like Kane Williams, CJ Carr. Just thinking about the players who are visiting this weekend, all just special people. So Carson Hobbs had him on, like, you watch that, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll be like, dang, like, you're proud to be a Notre Dame fan when you hear Carson Hobbs talk. Like, grew up an Irish fan, right? Diehard Notre Dame fan. Commits to South Carolina, locks in that spot early, flips to Notre Dame basically right after he gets the offer from the Irish. Yeah. Love that kid. Great family. Kennedy Urlacher, Brian Urlacher's son, who, dude, I got to interview Brian Urlacher yesterday on the phone.
Oh, no way.
I got to interview Brian Urlacher and Jerome Bettis for a big magazine article I'm working on. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure that article will appear on our website sometime this summer too. Just kind of looking at Notre Dame legacy recruiting. So, yeah, when you look at, like these former NFL or Notre Dame stars who then played at Notre Dame, assuming Kennedy Urlacher signs with the Irish. Does it get much bigger than Brian Urlacher? Like dang.
Pretty
I
his
guess
hair now.
Montana's up there, but yeah, Brian Urlacher. This kid, yeah. So he's going to be on campus, and then Leonard Moore from the Round Rock, Texas. I believe that's just outside of Austin. 3-star. Rivals has him as 4-star. I think he's kind of might be one of the sleepers of the class. I definitely want to get my own set of eyes on him and see him this year for sure. So all 3 of those Notre Dame DB commits, 2 linebacker commits on campus. Bodie Cahoon committed to Notre Dame in mid-May over Vatech, North Carolina, Tennessee, and several others. Indiana native from Zionsville. He's going to be on campus along with Teddy Rizak, who committed to Notre Dame 3 days before him. Another one, more under the radar guy, picks up an offer from Notre Dame out of nowhere. It's like, man, why is Notre Dame going to get this kid at a Nebraska with not a Nebraska offer? And then he picked up a Nebraska offer right away. So Rizak, a kid who's Notre Dame's really excited about. And then 3 of Notre Dame's 4 defensive line commits, Bryce Young being the one who I'm told is not visiting this weekend. He'll be there next weekend. Got Cole Mullins from the Atlanta area. Staff is very excited about him. Sean Sevillano, a big, beefy interior defensive lineman, from Clearwater Academy in Florida, originally from, I believe, Ontario. I don't remember, but he's from Canada. Notre Dame beat out Ohio State and Auburn and Miami for him. It's pretty darn good Final Four for a 3-star kid. I can see comments sometimes like, Mike, why do you always look off to the side? Because what you see on the screen is on my second monitor right here, over here. So I like to look at this instead of this little screen here. So that's why, if you folks are wondering. And then Logan Thomas from the Houston area, one of Notre Dame's higher ranked players committed in the class. Good to get him back on campus. Picked the Irish at the end of May when I was on my cruise. So that's the commits. Big group. Now, Trey,
Yeah,
defensive guys.
let's check it out.
Yeah, El Campo, Texas. Let's see where El Campo is. I want to say it's kind of north of Houston. It's a little, seems like in the middle of nowhere.
Hello, though, on the little thumbnail
south.
picture.
South. Okay, so I think
It's like tumbleweed.
So yeah, it's kind of out there, but a kid can play ball, really smart. I mean, Stanford, Notre Dame after him, Vanderbilt. Visited Notre Dame this spring, listed as a 3-star, but I'm telling you guys, Notre Dame loves this kid so much. View him as one of the better players. Like if they get him, like they think he's one of the better players in the class. Like his size, how he runs, they're very excited about him. So big time safety. Just one safety commit in Urlacher so far. I think if I were a betting man, I think Notre Dame lands. They sign Urlacher, get Oliver Miles, Tay Johnson, and then Davis Andrews would be the 4th. But again, he doesn't really count towards this class number. He would count towards 2026. So big visit for Oliver Miles. Carter Nelson's super interesting recruitment. Nebraska, the RPM leader, but I mean, Georgia, I saw some predictions at 247, I believe it was, for him to land at Georgia. They got 2 tight end commits. He visits Penn State next weekend. What about Nebraska? What about Notre Dame? Notre Dame would love to have him, but again, really interesting recruitment. He would be the 2nd tight end if he picks Notre Dame. Irish have Jack Larson committed from Charlotte. And then, the thumbnail of this video, Elijah Rushing, Tucson, Arizona, South Point Catholic, 5-star edge, number 24 overall player, number 3 prospect at that position. 4-team race right now. You got Oregon, Arizona, Notre Dame, and Tennessee. Let's see. Let's take a look at these dates. Yeah, Arizona last weekend, Notre Dame this weekend, Oregon next weekend, and then Tennessee to wrap up the month. It's, different people I talk to about Elijah Rushing on the Irish side of things have varying level of confidence, and wrote about all these guys at balloongold.com this morning, so you can check that out too. But, some people, man, like this kid really loves us. Others like, man, this is going to be tough. Like, it's, some don't see it happening. Some do. I personally think it's probably going to be Oregon, but again, the kid loves Notre Dame. I mean, visited all the way back in September of 2021. I mean, a long-time target for the Irish. So, way too early for me to count really any of those 4 schools out. It's a battle. Even the in-state, Wildcats, is still very much in the mix. And then Trey, we don't see Notre Dame going to Alabama to land too many players. Jay Bramblett a few years ago, the punter. I'm sure there's you guys can let me know in the YouTube chat, like who from Notre Dame to did the Irish get from Alabama? It's not very often. No one's come to my mind, but I'm also doing a live show, so my mind's 30 places right now. But again, it's rare. And the kids got offers from Alabama, Auburn, and Georgia. Like if you're an Alabama kid, those are the 3 big ones, and then maybe LSU. So I think it's Notre Dame or Auburn for him. And I think Auburn has the lead for this 4-star prospect right now, but I would not be surprised if Notre Dame jumps Auburn. Like this is just kind of one of those kids like that Notre Dame gets that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like it didn't make sense for Notre Dame to go into, Georgia to land Deion Colsey, who attended a high school in Athens. Like Lorenzo Styles' dad played at Ohio State, and he's a Columbus kid and goes to Notre Dame. Like of course, he's at Ohio State now, but talking about it as a recruit, I think this is one of those that's like, wow, a forced, like a big time from Hoover, Alabama. Notre Dame doesn't land this kid usually, but there's, his brother was a running back at Wisconsin, so this family's not afraid to send one of their kids to the Midwest. So there's just something in me that's just like, man, I think the Irish could just pull off a huge upset here. So that's the official visit rundown, folks. So, Melvin Dansby, yeah, we're I'm guessing that's we're on the Alabama thing. So yeah, it would be a huge upset. So but yeah, huge recruiting weekend for the Irish.
It's big. It's big. A lot of names there. Just guys to get excited about. I think somebody mentioned Oliver Miles there. Just a really high IQ guy, you can tell. Never met anybody named Oliver that wasn't smart.
That's a great point.
Yeah, but a lot of big names going to be on campus this weekend here. Just an exciting week, an exciting month of June, and we appreciate everybody for joining this show, joining us, throughout the summer here, throughout the spring, really into the summer now as we kind of navigate this off season, but there is no off season for recruiting, so we appreciate you guys checking it out. Mike, I'm gonna let you take a breath there, but I want your final thoughts as we begin to wrap it up. And Michael, yes, I was put on timeout, but no, I was not in misery. I just have a really bad RBF sometimes, so I apologize for that. But Mike, your final thoughts here as we get set for another big weekend, and there's kind of everything else going on.
Yeah, again, Notre Dame at 19 commitments. So you just kind of look through the class and like where does Notre Dame still need players at? And for me, maybe a second tight end, right? Carter Nelson or bust potentially. Offensive tackle, you got 3. Gerby Lambert or bust for a 4th. Defensive line, you got 4 committed. If you're going to take a 5th or heck, maybe if a 6th, it's Elijah Rushing and Justin Scott or bust. At linebacker, Notre Dame definitely wants one more. Excuse me. I could see them taking up to 4 if Bradley Shaw and Kingston Viliamu-Asa want in. Defensive back, you're looking at 2 or 3 more safeties. The third, or I should say the 4th total would be Davis Andrews, but otherwise it's just probably going to be 3. Caleb Beasley might be in that too good to not take category. So there's a lot of just unknowns there, right? Like it's tough to kind of predict where this is going to go, but this is why recruiting is so much fun, especially under Marcus Freeman, because it truly is unpredictable.
It is. It's different now too. Things have changed really quickly over the last few years to get us to this point. But that is why it's so fun, because there's so much changing and so much going on with the way that things are set up nowadays. Always has been, but the month of June now, like I said, really the month.
Here's that's a good point. And then we'll end us on this. I got married 5 years ago Monday, right?
Congratulations.
My anniversary. When my wife and I picked that date in 2017, it was the thought, like, oh, this is a great month for, June is slow for my line of work because you didn't have spring, summer official visits. June was camps. I mean, that was it. Little did I know, Trey.
No, yeah, it's
Dude, we've had multiple, like, we don't get to spend many anniversaries, like, either doing much or, I'm out of state or, she's got something going on. So it's kind of crazy. But it's quite the busy month.
that's how it goes, man. We'll do something fun on Monday. I don't know.
I'm going to be calling recruits. I don't know if that's fun.
Go get a nice dinner, do something. I don't know, hit a park. Enjoy it, please. And enjoy this weekend, Mike. I know it's a big one. Mike is going to have you covered with all of it on blueandgold.com.
I'll take her to dinner. We'll go out for sure.
I don't want to put you in the doghouse on our show live here. So I'm not going to, I won't put any of it on you, but I know you'll do it right. It's a big anniversary coming up. But big weekend here, and Mike will have it for you on blueandgold.com. We're going to have it for you on the YouTube page as well. Subscribe. It's free, guys. It is $0 down. And when you're a subscriber, you're able to comment on all of our videos. So kind of an exclusive access deal there with that as well. As we wrap it up here, guys, hit that like button when you click off here. Help this video grow. Help our channel continue to grow. But for Mike Singer, my name is Trey Entity. Big weekend coming up, guys. Be sure to check it out at blueandgold.com. Until next time, have a great weekend, everybody. Let's go Fighting Irish.